For the first time, radar images recorded inside a Navy ship have confirmed the presence of several unknown objects, have added a new layer of evidence to the current national debate about UFOs.
In 1971, a routine mission for the USS Trepang turned extraordinary when the submarine's crew encountered something they couldn't explain in the Arctic Ocean. Images captured by the submarine's periscope hint at the unimaginable, leading some to believe it's proof of UFOs. Join us as we delve into this inexplicable naval encounter, examining the evidence, testimonies, and theories surrounding this mysterious event. The USS Trepang and the Arctic UFO encounter. The USS Trepang SSN 674, a sturdy Sturgeon-class submarine, found itself at the center of a perplexing mystery in March 1971. Commissioned just a year earlier, the Trepang was a marvel of naval engineering, stretching an impressive 292 feet in length and displacing over 4,000 tons. Its primary mission was to conduct scientific research and gather valuable data on the Arctic ice cap's movement and composition, as well as to perform underwater surveillance and intelligence-gathering operations in the region. On that fateful day in March, the USS Trepang was navigating the icy waters between Iceland and the remote Jan Mayen Island, a Norwegian territory in the Arctic Ocean. The island, known for its harsh climate and rugged terrain, is home to a small military and meteorological outpost. The submarine's presence in this remote location was part of a larger effort to monitor Soviet naval activities in the region and to gather intelligence on potential threats to U.S. national security. As the Trepang carried out its mission, the crew allegedly encountered something that would forever change the course of UFO history. According to reports, a series of photographs were taken through the submarine's periscope, capturing an extraordinary sight, an unidentified flying object seemingly hovering above the frozen landscape. The exact circumstances surrounding the photograph's capture remain a mystery, with some accounts suggesting that the object was first spotted on the submarine's radar before being visually confirmed through the periscope. The photographs, which would later be published in the French paranormal magazine Top Secret, sent shockwaves through the UFO community and ignited a firestorm of controversy and speculation. As news of the USS Trepang's remarkable encounter spread, the story quickly gained traction in UFO circles and beyond. The photographs, along with the submarine's alleged location and the involvement of high-ranking military officials, added an air of credibility to the tale, while also raising questions about the true nature of the Trepang's mission in the Arctic. Some researchers speculated that the submarine may have been involved in a top-secret government operation, perhaps related to the investigation of UFO activity in the region. The mysterious photographs. A closer look. At the center of the USS Trepang UFO controversy is a series of grainy, black and white photographs that have become the subject of intense scrutiny and debate. These images, allegedly captured through the submarine's periscope, offer a tantalizing glimpse into a world of mystery and intrigue, where the lines between reality and fantasy blur. One of the images is marked "Official Photograph," while another reads "Not to be released." Additionally, an image is labeled "Unauthorized Disclosure Subject," adding to the intrigue surrounding the photographs. The most striking aspect of the photographs is the sheer variety of shapes and types of UFOs depicted. Some images appear to show a classic flying saucer shape, with a smooth circular body and a domed top. Others depict more elongated cigar-shaped craft, reminiscent of the airship sightings that have been reported since the late 19th century. The photographs seem to depict sunlight bouncing off both the object's surface, which is floating around 100 feet above the sea, and the water's surface, making them even more intriguing. Perhaps the most intriguing photographs are those that seem to capture the UFOs in a state of flux, with their shapes and appearances shifting and changing before the viewer's eyes. When viewed consecutively, the images appear to show an unexplained object that has either emerged from or is moving towards the water before it crashes into the sea. In one image, a cigar-shaped object is hovering over the water's surface, but in the subsequent image, the same vessel seems to be hovering just above the water, appearing to be spewing smoke in the clouds, as if something had gone horribly wrong. Even more intriguing is the following photo in the apparent series, which shows the same object but with a red dot on it, which some analysts speculate represents the start of an explosion or possibly an artillery fire impact. The final image depicts the craft plunging into the ocean, with smoke continuing to billow and water rushing upwards at the impact location. These photographs have given rise to countless theories and speculations about the nature of the objects depicted. Some UFO enthusiasts have suggested that the Trepang encountered a fleet of extraterrestrial craft, each with its own unique design and purpose. They point to the apparent ability of the UFOs to change shape as evidence of advanced technology, far beyond anything currently known to human science. Regardless of their true nature, the USS Trepang photographs have become a cornerstone of UFO lore, inspiring countless books, articles, and documentaries. They have also served as a catalyst for further research and investigation into the UFO phenomenon, as researchers and enthusiasts alike strive to unravel the truth behind these mysterious images. Theories and speculations. Extraterrestrial presence. The USS Trepang UFO photographs have become a lightning rod for theories and speculations about the presence of extraterrestrial life on Earth. For many UFO enthusiasts, these grainy images are the smoking gun evidence they have been seeking, proof positive that we are not alone in the universe. Central to these theories is the belief that the photographs depict actual alien spacecraft, piloted by intelligent beings from beyond our world. Proponents of this viewpoint to the incredible speeds and maneuverability of the objects, as well as their apparent ability to operate both in the air and underwater, as evidence of their extraterrestrial origin. Some have even suggested that the Arctic region, with its vast expanses of ice and remote locations, could be the perfect hiding spot for an alien base. They argue that the USS Trepang's encounter was not a chance meeting, but rather a glimpse into a much larger presence of extraterrestrial activity in the area. One of the most intriguing theories surrounding the Trepang photographs is the idea that the aliens may be interested in our planet's natural resources, particularly oil and gas reserves. The Arctic is known to hold vast quantities of untapped fossil fuels, and some UFO enthusiasts have speculated that the aliens could be surveying the region in preparation for a future extraction operation. Others have taken this theory a step further, suggesting that the aliens may have already established a presence on Earth and could be secretly collaborating with human governments and corporations to exploit our planet's resources. They point to alleged government cover-ups and suppression of UFO evidence as proof of this clandestine alliance. The witnesses. At the heart of the USS Trepang UFO incident are two key witnesses whose testimonies have become the subject of much scrutiny and debate. Admiral Dean Reynolds Sackett and John Klika, both of whom were allegedly present on the submarine during the encounter, have become central figures in the ongoing investigation into the authenticity of the photographs. Admiral Sackett, in particular, has been a focus of attention for UFO researchers. As a high-ranking naval officer with a distinguished career, his involvement in the incident has been seen as lending credibility to the story. According to some accounts, Admiral Sackett was on the bridge of the Trepang when the UFOs were first spotted, and he may have even given the order to take the photographs. However, when contacted by investigators years later, Admiral Sackett was reluctant to discuss the incident in detail. In a brief telephone interview, he acknowledged that he was indeed on board the Trepang at the time, but claimed that he had no recollection of any UFO encounter. Some have taken this as evidence that the incident never occurred, while others have suggested that Admiral Sackett may have been bound by secrecy oaths or simply unwilling to discuss a controversial and potentially sensitive topic. John Klika, the other key witness named in the reports, has been even more elusive. Said to be the one who actually took the photographs, Klika has never come forward publicly to discuss his involvement in the incident. Attempts to locate him have been unsuccessful, and some have even suggested that he may be a fictional character invented to add credibility to the story. The reluctance of both Admiral Sackett and John Klika to provide more information about the USS Trepang incident has only fueled speculation and debate. Some see their silence as evidence of a cover-up, while others take it as proof that the whole story is nothing more than an elaborate hoax. Retired Navy Admiral Tim Gallaudet's perspective. In the ongoing debate surrounding the existence of UFOs and extraterrestrial intelligence, few voices carry as much weight as that of retired Navy Admiral Tim Gallaudet. With a distinguished career spanning over 3 decades, Admiral Gallaudet has become a prominent figure in the UFO community, known for his outspoken views on the reality of the phenomenon and the credibility of those who have come forward to share their experiences. Admiral Gallaudet's conviction in the existence of UFOs is rooted in his belief in the integrity of the whistleblowers who have risked their careers and reputations to bring attention to this controversial issue. He has been a vocal advocate for the likes of Luis Elizondo, the former head of the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program AATIP, and David Fravor, the Navy pilot who famously encountered a UFO off the coast of San Diego in 2004. In a series of interviews and public statements, Admiral Gallaudet has expressed his unwavering support for these individuals, stating that he believes they are telling the truth about their experiences. He has called for a more open and transparent approach to the study of UFOs, arguing that the phenomenon represents a potential threat to national security and that we cannot afford to ignore it any longer. But Admiral Gallaudet's views on UFOs go beyond simply acknowledging their existence. He has also been a proponent of the idea that the technology displayed by these objects is far beyond anything currently known to human science. In one notable interview, he suggested that the incredible speeds and maneuverability of UFOs, and their ability to operate in both air and water, are indicative of a level of technological advancement that is beyond next-generation technology. This belief in the existence of advanced, non-human intelligence has led Admiral Gallaudet to become a leading voice in the call for greater government transparency surrounding UFOs. He has argued that the public has a right to know about the reality of the phenomenon, and that the government has a responsibility to investigate and disclose any information that could have implications for national security or scientific advancement. At the same time, Admiral Gallaudet has been careful to temper his views with a healthy dose of caution and skepticism. He has acknowledged that while the evidence for UFOs is compelling, there is still much that we do not know about their origins, intentions, and capabilities. He has called for a measured and scientific approach to the study of the phenomenon, one that is based on rigorous analysis and empirical evidence rather than speculation and conjecture. Now it's time for today's subscriber pick. The mysterious photographs from the USS Trepang are among the most scary and unexplained things encountered by the Navy. No one can provide better context to these photos than those who served on that submarine. One such veteran, choosing to remain anonymous, has come forward to offer unique insights into the alleged UFO encounter and the photographs. According to this veteran, the grainy image of a cigar-shaped object hovering over the Arctic is more likely the result of mundane phenomena rather than evidence of extraterrestrial visitation. He suggests the object could simply be pieces of debris or other materials floating near the submarine, magnified by the Trepang's periscope. Alternatively, the peculiar combination of frigid temperatures, atmospheric moisture, and unique lighting conditions in the polar regions can create strange visual effects that could lead to illusions of objects seemingly floating or hovering in the air. While acknowledging that many questions remain unanswered, the veteran emphasizes that encounters with strange occurrences and phenomena are not uncommon during submarine missions, particularly in challenging environments. He admits they stumble upon mysteries that the government forces them to hide, but advocates for further research and investigation into such phenomena to gain a deeper understanding. What are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments. A. Dr. Gary Nolan's scientific viewpoint. In the realm of UFOs and extraterrestrial intelligence, the perspective of the scientific community is of paramount importance. Among the most prominent voices in this regard is that of Dr. Gary Nolan, a renowned professor of pathology and immunology at Stanford University. With a distinguished career spanning over 3 decades, Dr. Nolan has established himself as one of the world's leading experts in the field of genetics and immunology. His groundbreaking research has led to significant advances in our understanding of cancer, autoimmune disorders, and other complex diseases, and has earned him numerous accolades and awards. But in recent years, Dr. Nolan has turned his attention to a different kind of mystery: the question of whether intelligent life exists beyond our planet. In a series of interviews and public statements, he has expressed his strong belief that not only do UFOs represent a real and tangible phenomenon, but that they may be evidence of non-human intelligence that has been visiting Earth for centuries. Dr. Nolan's interest in the UFO phenomenon began several years ago, when he was approached by a group of individuals who claimed to have had close encounters with extraterrestrial beings. Intrigued by their stories and the physical evidence they presented, Dr. Nolan began to investigate the phenomenon more closely, applying the same rigorous scientific methods that he had used throughout his career. What he discovered was a body of evidence that he believes strongly supports the existence of non-human intelligence on Earth. This evidence includes not only eyewitness accounts and photographs, but also physical samples and artifacts that he believes could not have been created by human technology. In one particularly noteworthy case, Dr. Nolan was asked to analyze a series of metal fragments that were allegedly retrieved from a UFO crash site. Using advanced imaging and chemical analysis techniques, he was able to determine that the fragments were composed of a complex alloy that had never been seen before on Earth, a discovery that he believes strongly suggests the existence of advanced extraterrestrial technology. But Dr. Nolan's views on the UFO phenomenon go beyond simply acknowledging the existence of non-human intelligence. He has also been a vocal critic of the government's handling of the issue, arguing that there has been a systematic effort to suppress and discredit evidence of extraterrestrial contact. In particular, he has pointed to the existence of secret government programs, such as the AATIP, as evidence that the government has been actively involved in the study and retrieval of UFO technology for decades. USS Omaha incident and other Navy encounters. In recent years, the topic of UFOs has taken on a new level of urgency and credibility, thanks in large part to a series of high-profile encounters between U.S. Navy ships and unidentified aerial phenomena. Perhaps the most notable of these incidents occurred in July 2019, when the USS Omaha, a Navy destroyer, reported a series of encounters with UFOs off the coast of California. According to official reports and eyewitness accounts, the USS Omaha and several other Navy ships in the area encountered a swarm of unidentified objects over a period of several days. The objects, which were described as small, spherical, and highly maneuverable, were picked up on the ship's radar and infrared sensors, as well as by the naked eye. Footage of the incident, which was later released by the Navy, shows one of the objects hovering over the water before suddenly disappearing from view. In another clip, a Navy pilot can be heard expressing his amazement at the object's speed and agility, stating that it was going against the wind and rotating. The USS Omaha incident is just one of several similar encounters that have been reported by Navy personnel in recent years. In 2004, Navy pilots from the USS Nimitz encountered a large tic-tac-shaped object off the coast of San Diego, which was able to outmaneuver the pilots and disappear from radar without a trace. More recently, in 2015, pilots from the USS Theodore Roosevelt reported seeing a swarm of UFOs off the East Coast, describing them as acorn-shaped and capable of incredible speeds and maneuvers. These incidents have sparked a renewed interest in the UFO phenomenon within the military and intelligence communities, as well as among the general public. In response to the growing number of reports, the Navy has established new guidelines for reporting UFO encounters and has begun to investigate the phenomenon more closely. One of the most significant developments in this regard has been the creation of the Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Task Force, UAPTF, a collaborative effort between the Navy, the Office of Naval Intelligence, and other government agencies. The task force, which was established in August 2020, is charged with investigating UFO encounters and determining whether they pose a threat to national security. While the full scope of the UAPTF's activities remains classified, some officials have suggested that the task force is taking the UFO issue very seriously. In a statement released in 2020, the Department of Defense confirmed that it had been investigating UFO encounters for years and that it was working to improve its understanding of the phenomenon. At the same time, the Navy has been careful to avoid jumping to conclusions about the nature and origin of the UFOs it has encountered. In an official statement, the Navy acknowledged that the objects it had observed were unidentified, but stressed that this did not necessarily mean that they were extraterrestrial in origin. The Advanced Aviation Threat Identification Program and UFO Research. In recent years, the topic of UFOs has taken on a new level of credibility and urgency, thanks in large part to the revelation of a secret Pentagon program dedicated to studying the phenomenon. The Advanced Aviation Threat Identification Program, AATIP, which ran from 2007 to 2012, was a major milestone in the history of UFO research and has helped to bring the issue into the mainstream. The AATIP was established in response to growing concerns within the military and intelligence communities about the potential threats posed by UFOs. Over the course of its 5-year existence, the program collected and analyzed countless reports of strange aerial phenomena from pilots, radar operators, and other credible sources. Some of these reports described objects that seemed to defy the laws of physics, with incredible speed, maneuverability, and the ability to operate both in the air and underwater. One of the most significant findings of the AATIP was that UFOs are not just a fringe concern, but a real and present threat to national security. In a stunning admission, Luis Elizondo, the former head of the program, stated that the evidence he had seen suggested that UFOs were beyond next-generation technology, and that they could pose a serious challenge to our understanding of the world and our place in it. The revelation of the AATIP has also helped spur a new wave of interest in UFO research, both within the government and among the general public. In 2020, the Pentagon officially released a series of videos captured by Navy pilots that showed strange, unidentified objects performing seemingly impossible maneuvers in the sky. These videos, along with the testimony of the pilots who witnessed them, have helped lend new credibility to the UFO phenomenon and have sparked a renewed demand for answers. As more and more people come forward with their own experiences and sightings, it is clear that the UFO mystery is not going away anytime soon. From the icy waters of the Arctic to the skies above our cities and towns, strange and unexplained phenomena continue to challenge our understanding of the world and our place in it. In this context, the USS Trepang incident takes on new significance. While the authenticity of the photographs may still be in question, the fact remains that they represent a powerful and enduring symbol of the UFO mystery. As we continue to investigate and explore these strange and fascinating phenomena, we are reminded of the importance of keeping an open mind and a willingness to confront the unknown. The AA tip may have been just the beginning of a new era in UFO research, but it has already helped to bring the issue into the mainstream and to challenge our assumptions about what is possible. The skeptical explanations. While the USS Trepang UFO photographs have become a cornerstone of UFO lore, there are many who doubt their authenticity and offer alternative explanations for the strange objects depicted. One of the primary reasons for skepticism is the lack of corroborating evidence. Despite the alleged involvement of high-ranking officials, there are no official records or documents that confirm the USS Trepang's encounter with UFOs in the Arctic. This absence of documentation has led some to question whether the incident ever took place at all. Another point of contention is the quality of the photographs themselves. The grainy black and white images are difficult to interpret, and some have suggested that they could easily have been manipulated or hoaxed. In an age where digital manipulation is commonplace, it is not hard to imagine how such photographs could be created to fool the unsuspecting public. According to some researchers, there are still many possible explanations for the objects they depict that do not involve extraterrestrial spacecraft. One theory is that the Trepang may have simply encountered weather balloons or other scientific instruments that were being used to study the Arctic environment. These balloons can often take on strange shapes and appear to be floating or flying in unusual ways, especially when viewed through a periscope. Another possibility is that the objects in the photographs were actually targets used by the USS Trepang for practice. As a submarine, the Trepang would have been equipped with various weapon systems, and it is not uncommon for naval vessels to use floating targets for training purposes. The unusual shapes and sizes of the objects in the photographs could be explained by the fact that they were designed to test the submarine's targeting capabilities. There are also those who have pointed to potential flaws in the background information surrounding the USS Trepang incident. For example, some have questioned whether the Trepang was actually in the Arctic region at the time the photographs were allegedly taken. Others have noted that the story of the incident only emerged years later, raising questions about the reliability of the sources and the accuracy of the details. The Fata Morgana effect and optical illusions. The USS Trepang photographs are among the most scary and unexplained things encountered by the Navy. To explain this mystery, one intriguing theory suggests they could be the result of a rare and little understood optical illusion known as the Fata Morgana effect. Named after the sorceress Morgan Le Fay from Arthurian legend, the Fata Morgana effect is a type of mirage that occurs when light is bent as it passes through layers of air with different temperatures. This bending of light can create the illusion of objects that appear to be floating above the horizon or even inverted in the sky. The effect is most commonly associated with deserts and other hot, arid environments, where the extreme temperature differences between the ground and the air can create the perfect conditions for mirages to occur. However, the Fata Morgana effect can also occur in polar regions, where the combination of cold temperatures, moisture in the air, and unique lighting conditions can sometimes produce similar illusions. In the case of the USS Trepang photographs, some experts have suggested that the objects depicted could be the result of a Fata Morgana effect caused by the specific conditions of the Arctic environment. They point out that the photographs appear to show objects that are hovering above the horizon line, with a strange, distorted appearance that is consistent with the kind of optical illusions produced by the effect. To understand how the Fata Morgana effect might explain the Trepang photographs, it is helpful to consider the way that the effect works in other contexts. In the desert, for example, the effect can create the illusion of water on the horizon, with the sky and the ground appearing to merge together in a shimmering, mirage-like haze. In the Arctic, the Fata Morgana effect can produce similar illusions, with the added complexity of the unique lighting conditions and the presence of ice and snow. Some experts have suggested that the objects in the Trepang photographs could be the result of light reflecting off of ice crystals or other atmospheric phenomena, creating the illusion of solid objects that are actually nothing more than tricks of the light. The Fata Morgana effect has been reported in various maritime settings, with ships appearing to float above the horizon or even seeming to be inverted in the sky. These illusions can be incredibly convincing and have led to numerous reports of ghost ships or other unexplained phenomena at sea. In some cases, the effect can even cause ships to appear as though they are hovering in mid-air, defying the laws of gravity. Despite the intriguing possibility that the Fata Morgana effect could explain the Trepang photographs, many questions and uncertainties surrounding the case remain. There is no denying, however, that the USS Trepang photographs are a fascinating and enduring piece of UFO history. Whether ultimately explained by the Fata Morgana effect, some other natural phenomenon, or evidence of extraterrestrial visitation, they have captured the imagination of people around the world and inspired countless hours of research, speculation, and debate.